Personally, I cannot do that. It's not something I can do. I can't sleep in just total quiet.
Yeah, but that's kind of crazy though.
That's the only way I can sleep. Like, I don't say that's not the only way. To me, that's my preference. Like, I get it. Like, yeah, there's gonna be always a bit of random noise, but like, me, I'm a very light sleeper. If there's something going on, I will kind of wake up to it. But it's just like, that's just how it's always been since I was a kid. That's gonna be really weird when I get a girl and she needs to sleep with some shit on, and it's like, okay, no, I ain't doing this.
No, that's the thing.
Yeah,
People's like different types of sleeping styles like really fuck up relationships. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, it does, because it's like, yeah, sleeping is the kind of, you're exhausted, and it's like everyone has their own kind of way they want to sleep, so it's like, you have to be very particular with that. Like, for me, it's like, I don't necessarily have to sleep on a particular side of the bed, but like, I have weird-ass sleep fucking, rituals. Like, the weirdest one is because when I was a kid, not when I was a kid, for most of my life, I slept on a single. Mm-hmm. That's just because, again, it was all we could afford when I was younger.
Funny. I slept on a single.
No, I slept on a single bed. That was all we could afford when I was a kid, and kind of just stuck that way. We had the same bed frame for like 10 fucking years. So in order to kind of make sure that I was comfortable, I would always put my hand on the wall, and that was how I slept comfortably. But now I have a.
Oh, you feel the cold too, right? Is that another thing? Why?
No, it's just I don't know. I felt like I was bracing myself, where it's like I know which side of the bed that I'm on, so I always slept on a certain side. But now that I have a queen size, I don't have that problem. But I need to kind of hold on to my bed frame. So every time I'm going to bed, I'm holding on to the I'm holding on to bed frame. It looks like I'm fucking crazy, but that's really the most comfortable way for me to sleep.
Yeah, dude. But no, like queen size beds are actually not bad. I'm looking over here at this picture over here, but like I don't mind single ones or anything too. My only thing is I'm always afraid I'm gonna fall out because like the wideness of my body is probably wider than the fucking bed itself sometimes. But in the chat, really quick, Gene's saying in the chat, do not need Alan to do that, but he's gonna do it anyways because he does that all the time. JD
does it anyway.
JD Pan says my ex broke up with me for my sleep schedule. Holy shit, really, dude? So I guess that's kind of like one of those examples right there. He kind of proved Alan's point correct over there.
I mean, I'll be honest, like. I'd probably break up with someone if basically they slept and they just continuously like kept farting.
Oh yeah, that's fucking ridiculous. And plus, at certain points, it's disrespectful. Like there's things over there that stop.
That's literally probably the only way I'd break up with someone, unless basically they're a sleepwalker and they try to kill me. That's another one.
Ryan says he can sleep for 12 hours. What was the longest?
Oh, I could do 17.
What the fuck? So what? Okay, is there like a story that led to that? Like
no, I was just really tired with it because for me normally, he says 12 hours. To me, I could do that. When I get home on Fridays, because for me, I only really get like maybe 5-6 hours of sleep a night, just because of just how life is. But on Friday, I stay up for as long as I want. So I stay up till like 1 a.m. I don't really have anything to do until like 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. the next day. So I'll just sleep for 12 hours straight, like without any fucking problems. That's a normal thing for me. But the 17 hours, that was when I was a kid. So I slept for like 11 hours straight. No problems. But I woke up, and sometimes when you fall asleep for a long time, you wake up, you're still tired?
Yeah.
I went back for another 3 hours, and I was still tired. So I went back for another 4. And I was like, did the whole day just go? My mom's like, where the fuck have you been? I'm like, I've been sleeping this whole fucking time.
By the way, too, so I know we do this thing, we do the whole attack the chat thing, the whole, we're called the chat attack, but over there on YouTube, I'm going to be honest with you guys over there on YouTube, you guys are not talking a lot. I see that there's like a bunch of fucking views over there, but you guys are just lurking. Stop lurking. I'm, on Twitch, when I see lurkers, I read their names. I can't do that on the YouTube side, but say something, goddammit, alright? I'm over there, I will respond to you both in text and in voice. I'll give you some extra love if you say something in the fucking YouTube thing, so don't lurk. But anyways, Yasuba Fan has returned. What is up? Edward's cool in the chat, JJ Panda, Mauricio, Ryan, Gene, all my favorite peeps up there, and there's Ryan, you motherfucker. lurk, bitch. But anyways, actually, I'm not even seeing it here. There it goes. Now it's showing up. But thank you so much, guys, for being in the YouTube chat, too. Fuck you, Alan. You're an asshole, and you're a poop head. But, yeah, dude, by the way, Jet, here's one of the things that I will say, too, though. And, I mean, look, we're going to break kayfabe here. We are together. We are a couple, and I'm going to be seeing you next week, which people might not be a... there will not be a show. Shut up, goddammit. There might not be a pre-show next week. I'm going to see if I can try to do it from Jet's house, but we will have to try out.
I'll do it myself.
And then Corey's going to be yelling at you. Leave me alone, stop calling me. I'm trying to play a fucking game for 2 minutes. What the fuck? But
I'm putting you on speaker, Corey. Hi.
No, I did that once, and it was like the one time they was mad at me about something, and that shit got embarrassing quick. Yeah, dude. It was before he came back. But it was like really, I was like, hey, Corey, you're on the show. Yeah, you fucked up. Hey, guys, I'll be right back.
And
I just muted it. That was great. Before we continue on with what I was saying, but Blaze Michael is saying, "Hey, all Nick, I'm glad you addressed what happened in the after hours on Saturday night. Sadly, won't be coming to the after hours for a while since it seems like all the after hours is just bullying people." Okay, I get what you mean though, dude.
So Blasian, what you actually can do if you don't want to be a part of like that sort of stuff, there actually is another room where basically, which is chat room B, where they just sort of just watch YouTube videos and stuff and kind of shoot the shit.
Yeah, shoot the shit.
If you're ever up for that.
Thank you for the subscriptions here. What happened? I think someone did some like mass gifting thing. I think it was Mr. Gene.
Did 5 tier 1s to people.
Dude, you are the fucking shit.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so much. But I do, and I know like this is a positive thing, and I'm so appreciative of that. But I do want to say, like, hey, Blasian, I really am sorry you had to deal with that, dude. And I brought this up the other day on the show. I think that's what you're referring to too. But like, yeah, dude, that was shitty. Cause like even, I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I put myself out there. I was also part of that in the beginning. But yeah, dude, it didn't have to get that fucking far, especially when it gets personal. And I'm just glad, Blasian, that you're the quality of person to fucking say, hey, dude, like, I don't like that shit. I don't like when people are bullying. We escape that shit on the internet. And to find an escape and then you get right back into it, it's fucking not cool. So, dude, you're bravo, honestly. You're a pretty good fucking person, dude. Actually, you like people like that.
And again, I apologize. I personally just like, that it shouldn't be like that. It should be just for fun, just for chilling. So it's like, it sucks when it kind of gets down there. And it's like, I would pop in there more, but it's like 2 things. 1, it's usually that's when I get my editing done is right after the Saturday show. And 2, unfortunately, my presence won't help.
Yeah, no, it probably wouldn't. But I mean, honestly, dude, like that kind of warms my heart. Even though like it's not good for us because I don't like someone not wanting to go to after hours, and that's something that really is bothersome. But I'm just glad that like there's still people out there that's good enough hearted to fucking be like, dude, I'm not gonna be part of something shitty like that. It's like, dude, yeah, I don't know, man. You're a great guy, seriously, Blasian. Really appreciate it, man. But anyways, Ryan goes, most of it wasn't out of spite. Still, dude, we have to say most of it. There's still some that was. But anyways, Roxy's in the chat here though. Roxy, how you doing?
Great.
I kind of just want to leave it like, you know how it's really quiet awkwardly. I just want to see how long that will be allowed. You know what I mean? I'm gonna try again. Roxy,
how long that'll be allowed? That's not how that works at all.
Well, just like from their perspective, like her and Ganja, I'm just gonna like, hey, let's just let that shit be silent. There you go. Hey, how you doing?
Sorry if I sound terrible, but I'm on Garrett's computer right now.
Oh, no,
actually, you sound great.
Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah, you sound fine.
Okay, I tried my best, so here we are.
And there you go, and we can already see the fruits of that labor right there. It's pretty cool. But no, how has your day been and everything too? We're over here talking shit about like sleeping on beds and blah blah blah. But yeah, how's your day treating you?
Well, something good happened at work, which is basically I got access to a new folder.
Oh shit!
So I don't get kicked out of it.
Well, that still sounds kind of negative. Like, hopefully I'm getting kicked out of this because someone's a fucking asshole at my job.
Someone tried to steal my shit, and then I'm usually one to let everything slide because I don't want to deal with issues. I don't want to deal with drama. I'm there to work, and I'll be nice. Like I'll chat with everyone, but I'm not gonna get too friendly. Mm-hmm. And one person just kept taking my shit over and over again. I said something about it, and they're like, "Yeah, she's very protective over her work, so just don't go in there." Oh, by the way,
shit on it.
We're changing the way everything is that you've been doing thus far. So just forget everything we taught you.
Jesus fucking Christ, yeah. So I don't know, man. Hopefully that doesn't continue on now, especially since you got your own folder. But shit, I mean, I guess we'll get right into the fucking like topics and everything too, because there's something here. I'm glad you're here, Roxy, because you brought something to my attention that I'm definitely gonna be bringing up as a second topic here. And yeah, just big spoiler alert. It's about the Super Bowl and it's about people that are old.
Oh, the big game. We don't want to get banned on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's right, the big game. But
the big bowel.
The big bow wow wow.
We might actually if we just call it the Super Bowl, we might get away with it.
Or the big bowel, because
yeah,
it do be big and shit do be moving.
Well, I mean, Tom Brady is there, so it is definitely a bowel movement.
We're actually just talking about soccer.
By the way, I know absolutely nothing about Tom Brady or football, but I think it's hilarious to shit on them.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's nice to shit on anybody who's famous, just because they're
yeah, fuck the Patriots.
Yeah, no, that's a good football team. Well,
I have no idea why, but I think it's funny.
Ruth was like, anyway, have a good night, y'all. Thank you. Wait, did you actually know Ruth was gonna get mad? You knew that.
Disclaimer: we know nothing about football. We have no opinions one way or another.
I know a little bit about football. That's why I don't talk shit about teams, because it's almost like they're just trying to play ball and shit. But Gary,
Rufus has the right idea, huh? Exit stage left.
But no, but I'm seeing more people pop in the chat here though. Once again,
Angry Joel. What the fuck does that mean?
Angry Joel. I don't know. That kind of makes sense though.
I don't know if he's talking about me. I don't
You
know if
look
that's
like
a
a
compliment or
Joel.
not.
You look like a Joel. You honestly do.
It's the beard.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Sometimes.
You know,
You
have,
like
Angry
your head
Joe. I don't know. I caught the nick. I forgot how to read.
Use that to your
why don't you
advantage.
spell that whole sentence, Alan? Why don't you spell the whole fucking sentence?
Why don't you have Jet read it out to you?
What? Okay. Anyways, so he has a small dick, but you know, Ryan saying, all I know of them Tom Brady is that he was on a Family Guy episode. I did not know. I thought they were like making fun of him. I didn't know if he actually did the voice acting for it, but that'd be crazy.
Oh, probably.
Yeah, I think he did. It's that one episode with that famous Shibupi song.
Yeah. Oh, you Mike says, you ever heard of Brandon Smalls, the creator? Thank you for the subscription, by the way, dude. You're fucking awesome. He says, Brandon Smalls, the creator of Metapocalypse and home movies. He's going to voice a character in Hell of a Boss. Does this mean that Deathstalker will do crossover? What happens? I don't think.
What?
Yeah. So I read that fast because I was afraid it was going to disappear. But here's the thing, though. Hell of a Boss is a show that it's like this really raunchy shit. It takes place in hell, essentially. And like the dialogue is always like, you motherfucker this and you motherfucker that, and there's always like all this action and everything. It's not too bad, to be honest. I think it's, you know, cool for the right person. Me, maybe it's because of old age or something. I just don't like a lot of crazy cussing and lots of like super violent animation stuff. And I've never watched Death Clock or Meta Apocalypse.
Apparently the chat loves it because they're freaking out.
Oh, Metal Apocalypse is funny as shit. It's super violent, but I found it hilarious.
But really quick though, so Jet, do you feel like they could possibly do a crossover? Because I don't know if that's even slightly a thing, but like if it could be a thing, that would be fucking huge.
And it's two completely different art styles, so I mean, it's not like they haven't did two completely different art styles before. So I mean, possibly.
Yeah, like Timmy Turner and Jimmy Neutron. That worked out well.
Yeah, because this thing.
I know. Look, Timmy translated well into. Jimmy translated well to Timmy Turner's world. They did not go the other way around.
But this is actually a thing that people are talking about a lot apparently. Because I just looked it up, and I guess like let me see here. I'm gonna read this thing. Hopefully nothing weird pops up because it's an old forum. But it's like Death Clock in my has-been hotels more than you think. The boys do shenanigans wind up in hell, but not just any hell. I don't know. The thing is,
what 1997 fucking like first website ever page did you get that from?
dude.
Like Jesus Christ! Is that the first comment ever put on the internet? What the fuck?
So who's your top 8?
Fuck you guys.
I want to know because that shit started fights back in the day.
Man, fuck y'all. Oh, dude, I used to. No, you know what? I'm not even gonna say that on the show. I won't say that before I start the show.
What, you say I had random bitches because they were cute?
No, well, I mean, yeah, but that's not what I was gonna say though. Jed, I didn't know we were gonna be together. Leave me alone. Anyway, so the thing is,
You do it. You knew it the entire time, but you still dated other people.
I just feel.
Ask me how that makes sense.
I feel those eyes.
Make it make sense, Diaz.
I'm
You
scared.
knew
You
you
know,
were gonna be with
this
her.
is the
How
part where
fucking
I come-
dare you?
This is the part where I come in and try to help Nick, but then I remember all the times he talks shit to me. Have fun.
Yeah, no, I will. I'll have fun. Why don't you spell everything we're gonna say right now and try to keep up, okay? There, Mister.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's the only way you'd be able to learn how to read.
all these other fucking girls and shit. But the thing is, your true clown was right here, so why'd you do it?
Wait, true clown?
She's a clown.
Yeah.
You calling yourself a clown?
Yes.
That's not a thing at all. By the way, I was not expecting Brendan Small to look like this. By the way, is this the same guy? Okay.
What the fuck did you expect him to look like?
Okay, honestly, I feel like I said it wrong. Cause why is she laughing? Did I say it
No,
wrong?
Why is
No,
there a
I'm
picture of Brendan Smalls right next to Nicki Minaj?
I'm not laughing about that. I'm laughing because Ganja just got up and basically I have the Razer headphones with the kitty cat ears on them.
Huh?
He just putting them on and he's sitting right next to me. He looks so cute.
Okay. Well, that's subjective as fuck.
Yeah.
Okay, don't. Oh God. Anyways, God damn, you nap a lot, dude. But moving on here, Brendan Small. Apparently, this is the guy who did the Metapocalypse, and you would think that like the guy who's doing that show, whatever the fuck, like he would have like the long hair and you know all the crazy like look at this picture over here. I mean, that's
Hey,
all you see him.
let's just judge this guy because he doesn't live up to our established stereotypes.
Dude, at least
of
buy a
what rockers
fucking
should be.
wig, dude.
Why?
Because metal, bro. You can't.
So
put a
what?
fucking metal.
Oh,
You
yeah,
look like a
sorry, he
fucking
doesn't have the right hair
Dorkosaurus.
length. You're right, he doesn't have the right hair length to enjoy metal.
Dude, I gotta tell you, you look like a fucking dork. Remember in that movie Jack Frost and Michael Keane, he plays a snow thing or whatever? He had that band.
No!
And because he's a... You don't remember that movie?
No, I never fucking watched that movie.
Oh shit, we're still watching that this Christmas, dude. Like fucking.
fuck we're not.
That movie's great. No, you'll like it. Stop your face. It's a great movie. You'll love it. The thing is, though, is like he's over there, and Jack Frost or Michael Keaton, when he plays Jack Frost, he's in his band, and they're playing like old like rock music. Like, yeah, it's cool, and like all these white girls like, oh my god, I'll fuck him, and there's all this stuff's going on. But because he's like a balding old white dude, he fucking looks like an idiot, just bopping his stupid bald head, just fucking like it's silly as fuck.
So this man creates a pretty decently interesting show that a lot of people in the chat love, but because he doesn't have long hair, Nick's just throwing out his entire career.
Yeah, stupid.
No, you're stupid.
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to find that scene really quick. That fucking Jack Frost.
It doesn't matter if you can find 100 scenes about it. The guy created something that a lot of people are enjoying, and you're mad because he doesn't have long hair.
I fucking love Jack Frost, Alan. Why are you hating on Jack Frost?
I'm not hating on Jack Frost. Nick is.
Nick, why are you hating on Jack Frost?
Because look at this door. Look at him. Frosty the
Well, yeah,
right, he doesn't have
I could give a fuck less about him. I'm talking about the snowman. You don't talk shit about the snowman and his snow titties and snowballs.
Listen.
I fucking love and adore and will defend this movie to death.
Okay, Kirk. Fuck, I knew someone was gonna say it. Shit.
Fred Durst doesn't have hair.
I know what the rest
Nick,
of the band
your
does.
favorite
The rest of the
ever.
band. Oh, or shit. No, not the rest of the band either. Because it's okay. I didn't say I had.
Nick, I'll give you an out. Just say, you know what? I take it back, and we'll just forget about it.
You know what? I take it back. I'll actually take. I'll take your advice. I take it back. I'm sorry.
Wow.
I'm sorry.
You know what? I can't believe you did it. So you know what? We can move on.
All right. Hey, Alan.
What?
Fuck you and double downing. This dude looks like a fucking asshole.
You know what, Kirk? I want you to clip this because I gave him an out.
Look. That
He
was
cut
silly
it off
shit.
with a motherfucking chainsaw. What?
What?
That woman's going crazy on a fucking violin.
Wait, are we talking about rock stars? Because was the dude in Jack Frost? Was he in a rock band?
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
what I'm
remember.
saying. He looks silly as shit. By the way,
Hey Nick, do you like Daughtry?
Okay, well no, Bald's different because Disturbed does that. Disturbed
Oh,
has no
fuck
hair.
off! You're
Disturbed.
so full of shit.
No, if you-
Okay. I'll defend him on this. Bald is different from balding. If a dude is a rocker and he's bald, cool. It's all a stylistic choice. But if you're balding, come on. If you got the money to fix it, fix it. If you don't, shave it all off.
It's not.
Hey,
cool.
okay,
You
no,
look
that's fair.
terrible with that struggling hairline.
That's a fair
You
statement.
would,
It's all balding, but that's a completely different thing. I don't think you sit there and be like, "Huh, you don't aesthetically look like what I need to," so I'm just gonna discredit you entirely.
Well, it's a whole cool factor.
Do
because-
what Bret Michaels did.
Oh,
Just have that bandana, just keeping on his wig.
He
I
needs
feel
some
like we
gorilla glue.
Dude, I think his whole body is like literally laced to that bandana. If he takes that bandana off, everything's gonna collapse. It's gonna be like.
That's the same thing they said about Nelly and that stupid fucking Band-Aid, and look what happened.
So many people saying LeBron got that fake hairline money. See, but lots of people don't have that. But here's the thing. I'm gonna go further in this. And by the way, too, I love the bits and everything. Thank you.
He
Bruce
doubled
Shields.
down and said, "Fuck it, I'm going further."
He says, "Can you review 3,000 Miles to Graceland for 20th anniversary?" I shall. I will. Thank you for them bits, and I will definitely do it because it's worth it when
What
you
the
do shit
hell
like
is that?
I don't know, but I guess I could find out. Hopefully, it's not terrible. Also, too, E-Mike. Yeah, E-Mike, I did not know about Dion Dudley getting a stroke. It really fucking sucks that happened. I think he will recover, though, because he's not the most unhealthiest dude ever. But he's been through a lot lately, especially considering that he just came out as being at least bisexual. I forgot what it was. But, yeah, he's just – a lot of things he's kind of coming out with saying, like, this is a thing and this is a thing. And it's like, this is the worst time for something like that to happen. And hopefully this wasn't happening through stress, because who knows? People probably react a certain way. And that's why everything, went down the way it did. Ryan, for the bits, thank you. He says, who wins in the battle? Jack Frost, the Killer Snowman, Michael Keaton, Jack Frost, Martin Short's Jack Frost from Santa Claus 3, or Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians?
All right.
Okay.
Starting off right now. Michael Keaton is out. He's dead.
No.
Have you
Okay,
seen
I
those
want.
snowballs? He's fucking amazing.
Okay, well, no. I want to point out that the only person on that list with any actual powers is Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians. Both Michael Keaton's Jack Frost and the Killer Jack Frost both are susceptible to just melting. And what's his face is the Jack Frost of Santa Claus 3 doesn't have any powers.
No, you're forgetting the Killer Snowman. Like, he's basically immortal, too, because they tried melting his ass.
Yeah, but again, he doesn't have any actual powers. Sure, he can't be killed, but he doesn't have any powers. The guy from Rise of the Guardians has fucking superpowers that can fly and
Alan,
shit.
look at this Jack.
Yeah,
He got
snow
titties.
titties.
He got snow titties. He's hitting people. Perfect fucking aim. Better aim than any of us in Warzone. Look at that. He got a big ass fucking rolling snowball over there. He's gonna dodge us though. He's not gonna let it affect him. He's fucking helping this kid with the sled, teaching
The
his
kid,
son how to do
again,
sled.
Rise of the Guardians. The dude's like in the air doing crazy bullshit. Like he's the only one with actual powers. This guy just like knows how to throw snow. Whoop-de fucking dude.
Oh,
This
probably
dude
does,
like
but
See, the
probably
thing
does
is, Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians too also has the other Guardians with him, so that also makes him pretty powerful. Michael Keaton, he's the only one that actually will melt. So that's why I'm saying he's out.
yeah.
Well, wait, okay, I'm looking at Rise of the Guardians here.
Rise of the Guardians. By the way, this is one of the most underrated movies, and I'm so upset this never got any fanfare because this movie is fantastic. Like it's basically like, hey, I always love when people do interpretation of like holiday characters, and what this was around the same time the first Avengers came out, so everyone was kind of trying to do their own Avengers thing. So you have Jack Frost, and you have the other fucking holiday creatures like fucking the Easter Bunny's like this Australian outback fucking crazy person. Santa Claus is like this dual sword wielding fucking also a crazy person who's just fighting off people. The Tooth Fairy are like this entire race of like these fairies. There's a lot of interesting stuff there. The villain of this is what was it? The Boogeyman, and he's like basically stealing people's dreams and shit. It is a fucking incredible movie.
Yeah, 2012. I'm really surprised because this looks kind of cool, but I don't remember seeing anything from this ever. Like,
It just didn't get any fanfare. I honestly don't know why, because it has everything. It's good for holidays. It's for all ages. Like maybe it skews a little bit more to younger adults, but it's not necessarily like not for kids. It had a wide range of voice actors. Like they could have easily played this, but it just never took off.
Sandman 2 OP.
He was too OP. They kill him off at the start of the movie and to bring him back because he's too powerful.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cool though. I wouldn't mind
fucking
watching
love
it
this movie.
these days. Yeah, everyone in the chat's like, "This is fucking awesome!" Like, yeah, and then Arthur
Yeah.
Christmas. I didn't even know there was an Arthur Christmas. What the fuck?
Okay, so last Christmas, me and buddy walked through like a bunch of fucking Christmas movies. Arthur Christmas is fantastic.
Wait, what is it again? I'm sorry.
Arthur Christmas, the thing we just brought up.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it at the time, like, oh, this is dumb. What's a fucking spaceship is some stupid shit? But it's actually a really interesting just breakdown of like what Christmas means to different people and just like
damn. Hold on. Okay. You know what I thought it was?
What?
I thought it was Arthur, like DW Christmas, but it's actually called Arthur Christmas. Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not watching this. Fuck this. I thought it was Arthur.
Look,
I thought it was a beaver.
Wow.
Or Aardvark.
Because it's a. No, I'm not. Nope. Anyway, I don't know. I just really enjoyed the movie. I think it was just a really interesting interpretation of Christmas and just seeing how multiple generations treat what it is to essentially do the same job, and just like how the Oprah's like, oh, it's back and better in my day, where it's like this movie kind of just shows like, hey, every generation is going to have their own way of doing it, but doesn't necessarily mean it's wrong, but you just have to get what the heart of Christmas is, what the heart of being Santa is. And every character, there's like 4 characters that go through each character development in like an hour and 20-minute movie. It's fantastic.
Speaking of Christmas stuff, I mean, because we're never going to get another chance to talk about this until Christmas usually comes up.
Yes.
Have you heard about this movie Klaus? That was on Netflix in 2019.
I also, again, I watched this as well.
Okay, this was great.
I fucking love this too.
Yeah, who's the guy who did this? Sergio something? He was the guy who worked, because Corey did an interview with him, but he also did, I think he worked on Powerpuff Girls and some other shit with Craig McCracken, the guy who did the Kid Costner movie that just came out. So, yeah, I don't know, man. God, there's a lot of good Christmas stuff. Like, sometimes I always like kind of forget. Sergio Pablos, thank you, Ryan. No, because sometimes I always think about, like, hey, what can I watch for Christmas other than, Jingle All the Way and, like, maybe Ernest Saves Christmas. And I always, like, don't...
Yeah.
No, because I was going to say, like, I usually don't know what to add to that list other than the same things I watch every single year. But, like, this whole time while we're looking at the old shit, there's still new things coming out every few years that are really great. So, that's pretty cool. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. And again, we even Santa Claus 3, we watched that in, like, the succession. Santa Claus is not that bad. It's kind of dumb, but I liked it.
You might say Hugh Jackman plays Easter Bunny and Rise of the Guardians. What are you saying, Jack?
You want to know like something about one Christmas movie that always kind of threw me off?
What's up?
What's up?
Like I only think about it now when I'm older. Christmas Story. That one scene where the kid actually gets into a fight with one of the other boys and stuff like that, and he's afraid that his dad's gonna basically like beat his ass, like once he gets found out.
Mm-hmm.
See, the way I grew up, if you want to fight like that, your dad would congratulate you.
Oh yeah.
Not want to beat your ass.
Oh.
That's what just like that shit's that was so unbelievable.
Yeah, I really think that it depends on your family, because if I ever got into a fight like that, my dad would get mad at me.
Really? Well, my dad would.
Yeah.
And I want to go into a whole thing of like abusive dads, but it's like my dad would told me straight up, and this is something that really helped me out through life. He's just like, hey, as long as you come out winning somehow, you got in trouble, that's a loss. You felt pain, that's a loss. You better come out of that fucking fight beating the fuck out of him, or you're gonna lose more when you get home. I'm gonna slap the shit out of you too.
Yeah.
So it's like But I do feel
now
I always feel like you know how you always make fun of me, Alan, when you're like, man, Nick's always trying to make a way to win. He's trying to find a way to undo his L. It's from that shit. And honestly,
yeah, we call that childhood trauma.
Well, I think it's a good thing because like I literally I find a way to win. It's being optimistic. It's like you make sure to find something good in life all the time.
No, it's not. You drive yourself on the fucking wall, doing whatever it takes to grasp to whatever straw is possible. If anyone's wondering, it's like the reason like it's basically a lot of background because my dad never liked fighting at all. Like, the only thing I never really asked him specifically like why, but I could basically just kind of infer because where he grew up was really kind of fucked up, and there were wars happening all the goddamn time. So he saw people fucking up each other for just bullshit. So he never liked the idea of me and my brother ever fighting with each other or fighting in general. He always felt like, there's a better way to fucking. You always used to say this one phrase. You have food on the table. There's no reason for you to fight.
Yeah.
Always said that to me ever since I was growing up, every single day. Anytime I got into a fight, anytime anything happened, you have food on the table. There's no reason for you to fight.
One thing
my parents were a bit different. Like when it came to like if we got into a fight or anything like that, it didn't matter if we won or lose as long as we fought the person. But even then, if we ended up not fighting the person, then they'd just be like, okay, what are their names? Where are they at? Okay, let's send our cousins on them. Then they'll beat their ass.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just be happy that I basically stood up for yourself.
No, I'm glad that's the case because because here's the thing too, people are very like looking down on that kind of shit usually. I think nowadays, but I remember like even in movies, and this is the decade that I grew up, so this really did stick in my fucking head. But I remember Rocky V, where the whole idea of the movie is make sure to fight your bully, and it's like that's probably not a good lesson to put in a movie like this for kids, obviously. But god damn, I fucking love this scene, and honestly, like you take shit like this, and same things with Karate Kid. And if you use those in life, like I feel like there's very valuable lessons here. I fucking love that this movie had the balls to do this. That was really cool.
It's a very difficult thing to say because growing up with apparently I just created lore that my dad was ex-CIA and a hitman. It's gonna be fucking hilarious. But one of the things growing up was I was heavily bullied all the fucking time, and everyone was saying be the bigger person, walk away, shit like that. It never fucking worked, and it didn't fucking nothing changed until I started fighting. But at the end of the day, that didn't that. It might have solved that problem there in the moment, but it also meant that the only way I knew how to solve any problem was through fighting, which isn't a good fucking mentality. Roxy's making jokes like, "Oh, I fight everybody." Yeah, I learned a bad fucking lesson. Like that's not really like a good way to fucking deal or a good way to something to teach kids. Like, oh yeah, just keep punching people, it'll solve all your problems, because it just teaches them that violence is the only answer. And it's like, but it's also not. There's no easy way to really answer that question because. Sometimes it's gonna take a fight, sometimes it's not, and it's like, how do you tell a kid, hey, keep taking this abuse to be the bigger person when it's making their life miserable?
Yeah, honestly, I find that it's usually 50-50. First, most people do try talking, but when the talking doesn't work, the fist has to go out, and you got to show them, like, yo, I already tried talking to you once. Like, you don't want to listen? Guess what? I'm gonna stand up for myself.
Yeah, but
and most of the time that actually does work. Once they see like you're not this weak person who just won't be pushed around and you already tried talking to them, like they'll back off.
Dapchat saying emotional violence is more effective. Blasian Michael saying he's been bullied before just being a color person living in all-white county, which fucking sucks. Joshua Fan saying when you're the victim and you dare stand up for yourself, you get in trouble instead of the bully, which fucking sucks too.
Oh fuck, the bullies never got in trouble because they can never prove it. The only way you can prove it is that a fight happened, and then they go, "Who started it?" I don't know. The kids with years of trauma. You know how many times I got suspended?
But I feel like that's one of the things too. You gotta like really look at yourself for. It's like, okay, what's gonna make me feel better? The fact that I didn't get in trouble and I get to have lunch with all my friends, or not really my friends, or just the feeling of saying, hey, at the end of the day, I beat someone's ass and I won, and he will never fuck with me again. And it's like that's the win I want.
You brought up something really interesting. The only I don't want to say positive, but the only silver lining I ever got out of bullying is, holy shit, does that teach you who your real friends are?
Yeah.
Because you'll know right away. It's like I remember. There were two of my friends in particular who legitimately walked up and said, "We don't hang out with you because you keep getting bullied," and just walked away.
Wow.
Now, I'm just like, wait. And by the way, they're my people. They're Arabs, and they're like, "That's why we don't hang out with you at school." I'm like, "What? So, wait, seriously?" Okay, sorry that keep getting my ass handed to me by half the fucking school because I'm 2 feet tall. We keep getting called Yoda, but I'm sorry that cramps your style.
Dude, I gotta be honest, like, it's almost cartoonish how shitty the people around you have been. Like, god damn,
I have an incredibly high pain tolerance.
Yeah, fuck. You're like that kid Ippo on fucking that Ippo boxing anime.
Pretty much,
you're literally him, dude. Shit. Emax saying never fight a bully unless you become a bully, and I agree with that, and I enjoyed that shit. The amount of lunch money I got, I had to pay for shit after a while. It was fucking sweet. And that's a good way to not get bullied anymore. And then you can just teach the other bullies, hey, be like me.
Look, Kirk, okay, I'm way older than that. When I was being bullied, we didn't have iPhones.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck we had. Actually, we didn't get MP3. I don't know what the fuck people had when I was growing up. I don't think we really had anything. Dude, I was alive when the fucking Game Boy, the first one, fucking came out. Like, that's
you
the
guys
closest
have
thing we
track
had.
phones
Yeah, I'm sure you had the Blackberries and shit, right?
where you had to buy like the cards and stuff from like Family Dollar, like Dollar General, and you had to put it on your card like whenever you were running out.
Yeah, did you have that one?
I have no fuck. I had cassette players. That's about it.
No,
Like
no,
CD
like,
players.
like
I think.
oh, okay. I guess you're talking about like when you were in elementary. I thought you meant like middle school or high schoolish. Like, did you ever have like one of those like flip phone things where you had to basically go to like get like a Boost Mobile like card to like put minutes on your shit?
Yeah. I never could afford that, so no one could call me.
Okay.
I used to get pissed whenever people would text me. Like, I have to waste how many minutes to open one stupid fucking text that just has one letter on it?
Oh,
If you're gonna send me a text, use up the whole fucking thing. Or how about this? Call me after 7.
Okay,
When
but dude, do
free.
you remember
Don't
how
waste
hard
my
texting
fucking
was?
time and my minutes.
Do you remember how hard texting was back in the day?
that was so.
Oh
fucking
man,
good.
I
I hated
pressed
that shit.
15. I legitimately hate texting for years because it's like I want to say hi. 1. It's like
Yeah.
fucking Christ.
It's a skill to do it fast, though.
Max, what is
Those
up,
people that can do
chat?
it fast were like crack addicts to me. Like, you guys are magic if you're sending me like, how do you send me this complex sentence? I'll send back K.
Yeah, dude. No, I used to. By the way, you still do that, and you have full access to the entire keyboard. Goddammit, can you please fucking?
Yeah, I want to make sure I don't misspell that.
You kind of do. You still do. You still fucking do.
Yeah, I know. Fuck you. No one likes you.
I completely forgot about that.
Let's move on. We have topics. Let's move on.
Damn, now God just talking shit about you in the kitchen.
Oh, he had no right. Me
No,
and
okay,
you are like one
Ganja's
of the few
the
people
only
that can
person-
translate his ass.
By the way, Ganja's the only person in the world that found a way to typo with numbers and not letters. This dude literally was like, "Hey" with a 3 and shit. Like, he's like accidentally talking lead speak. I thought it was fucking
He's talking
2010
Xbox
again.
Live gamer tag.
Yeah, exactly. He's like writing.
Aw.
He speaks in usernames.
Man, when Alan, when you and God be sending stuff, sometimes I just gotta sit there and just disbelief, just trying to crack the fucking code, just like, damn, what the fuck
The
did they
problem
say?
is, I text Jen all the time too, and like paragraphs too. And sometimes I don't realize until she's like, "Yo, bro, I got nothing, man."
Yeah, like, there's no fucking way. It's impossible. Like, I've been in those situations, man. And I just don't respond. I'm like, I'll talk to him later and we'll talk. It's fine.
It's like a
Actually, like, you'll
stew.
text me sometimes.
Basically, the best way I can sum it up is it's like a stew. You gotta let it sit there for a minute, and then you just gotta stare at it for a while, and then everything starts making sense.
Yeah, I Gotcha has no right to fucking speak. I'm like me and Roxy are like one of the few people that can actually understand his stupid bullshit.
Oh, yeah, man. But anyways, so we're going to move on to topics because I thank you for that, Alan, because I think we got so lost in conversation. We've been on here for 30 minutes. But the thing is, though, I'm going to bring something up that I think is mostly just a me and Roxy thing. And granted, you know, Alan's boy's in this, but we'll talk about that more in a bit. Roxy, you sent this over to me during Super Bowl, and I didn't know what the fuck it was because you're like, doo-doo, Diaz, Nick, look, And, you know, I was like, okay, Super Bowl's going on. What the fuck could this be? And it's a trailer, and this is a movie called Old. And I got to tell you, like, even though this fucking started off saying M. Night Shyamalan, ba-ba-da-ba-ba-doo-doo, I'm like, dude, this actually looks really fucking good. And I hate when I do that because I felt that many times with old Roland Emmerich's movies where it's like, the guy who brought you this piece of shit and this piece of shit and this piece of shit, but then he does something that's awesome. So it's like, I still kind of have to keep coming. But, this looks really fucking cool. But, Roxy, what are you feeling about this? All that good stuff.
I didn't even get this from the Super Bowl. I was just on Bloody Disgusting, and I saw the trailer and I clicked it.
Yeah,
I
so
sent it.
for those of you guys who don't know what's going on, there's not a lot of context here, but
And it's
basically,
an M. Night Shyamalan movie, so welcome to the club.
wow, yeah, like you really just summed up the entire like discussion just with that. But yeah, it's like one of those situations where these people go out on a secluded fucking beach, and then all of a sudden they find out that they're aging rapidly to the point of aging. By the way, that's almost equivalent to like the scariness of episode 3 of WandaVision. Because that was like nice and goofy and Leave It to Beaverish and blah blah, or sitcom, because at that point episode 3 was not Leave It to Beaver at all. But like we're seeing it in the whole Marvel Disney-esque way. But imagine if that same thing was happening in a movie. And by the way, it's not just like age. It's not just having babies. It's also aging, and it looks creepy as fuck. And the idea of that, man, like I never really thought about that, like how it would feel to age rapidly, except for Metal Gear Solid 4, where Snake is constantly like, oh fuck, I hate this old. Like it's like fucking the earth is squishing him into a fucking like rock. That's how old he is. And this looks like it's kind of doing the same thing, but it's M. Night. So, Roxy, what do you expect out of this? And do you feel like is that the synopsis, or am I missing something here?
No, you pretty much nailed it. I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. But aging itself is scary. You're excited for it at first because you're like, yeah, I get to be older and try new things and try other stuff. And then you start realizing, oh shit, I can't get up from a chair anymore because then my fucking hip pops.
Mm-hmm.
So aging in itself is fucking terrifying. But it's that slow, lurching, creeping feeling that just creeps up on you. And then suddenly you're on your deathbed and you fucking die. Turn that up to like 100, and that's what this fucking trailer did for me.
What do you think this is to do? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm still curious as to where this is going to go, like what the explanation is for the aging. Like, are they going to do a Bermuda Triangle kind of thing? Like, we can't control it. We don't know what this is. Or is he going to give us some like, oh, hey, the light bounces off of the reflection in the ocean and it hits some stars in the sky bullshit?
Yeah, Gary in the chat saying, I'm not going to watch this garbage-ass movie. Fuck M. Night Shyamalan. I totally understand that because he did Devil. He did lots of other stupid shit.
Devil wasn't even that bad compared to his other bullshit.
What?
I'm not saying it was a good movie, but
Alan,
this man made that happening.
Jelly side down. You're telling me you're going to let Jelly side down fucking slide?
This man made the happening.
Okay, good for him, but still.
That movie is worse than anything he's ever done. Like one of the worst movies. So I'm like, look at Devil. I'm like, okay, it's not as stupid as, hey, hot dogs. Do you like hot dogs? Like, that was a fucking stupid bullshit.
I thought that was your favorite movie.
It is, but it's terrible. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a good movie. I just laugh my ass off every time I goddamn watch it. I like the Devil. I'm like, yeah, okay, some dumb parts, whatever.
Yeah, well, here's the biggest thing.
That's kind of cool.
Well, like, my biggest thing about Devil, by the way, too, because I know someone in the chat, I think it was Chris, he's like, well, he didn't direct it, but it's like, sorry to do that voice.
He didn't actually direct it. He actually starred in it. And if you look in...
He stars in every one of them.
Well, the thing is, he did the screenplay, and that's why I feel like it's more important. I always say this all the time, and once again, this could be, blasphemy for all the cinephiles in the fucking chat, but, like, for me, anytime someone's like, this guy directed a movie, it's like, if you watch behind the scenes and the documentaries about how movies made, usually the directing part is almost like someone being leased to direct it. It's like they do it, like, out of, like, outsourced or whatever. Like, there's so many guys who have directed movies that are like, well, I like the material, and I have a vision for it, which is cool, and that has a lot to do with how the movie comes out and everything, but the story is the foundation of what you direct. If you don't have the story or the writing, there's nothing to direct. There is nothing there. There's no acting to act on. There's no producing to produce. It starts off with the writing and the idea. And the fact that Devil was, the screenplay was written by M. Night Shyamalan, I'm like, that is more important than anything he's directed, because this motherfucker thought this was a good idea. He wanted this to go this way.
Why is everyone talking about these movies like Avatar and all that stuff and forget After Earth exists?
Well, because I still think that Airbender is probably worse than that. I mean, I like the special effects, to be honest, but...
I mean, you're right. It's only... Okay, the thing is I'm kind of about to say this. I don't think Avatar The Last Airbender is that bad. I just think it's because Avatar the show is so fucking good that this being... Basically, if let's say this was its own original thing, like After Earth, it'd be like a 3 out of 10.
Yeah.
I think Avatar The Last Airbender movie is like a 3 out of 10. The problem is, it's essentially, one, it stopped season 4 from happening, and it was so unbelievably terrible in regards to how they just butchered the source material that it goes to like into the negatives. But I think again, people are misjudging like based on how much they love the series. He's made way worse movies. The Village is fucking stupid. The Happening is one of the worst movies ever made. Like, there are some bad shit. This guy, honestly, Chris Harris like, oh, he made 4 decent ones and 2 shit ones. I don't know. He made way more than 6 movies. I don't think he's made a single, honestly, except for The Visit and Split. I think every one of his movies is trash. Every one. Signs is like, as soon as you figure out the twist is, the movie just falls apart. Signs is fucking stupid. Sixth Sense is the one that's like, okay. Like, that one is decently okay. But Signs is fucking stupid from start to finish.
I don't think it's stupid. I think the ending's stupid. I think that, they're trying to do something
which ruins the whole movie.
Yeah, and we'll talk about something that ruins, like, or we'll talk about an ending soon that ruined a movie for us in a little bit. Because for me, it's like, yeah, this kind of happened here, but at the same time here, there are moments, especially from Joaquin Phoenix. And I know we've argued about this in the show before. I'm not going to bring it up too much. Hopefully, don't get into another huge argument. But, like, the reaction sold everything. The fact that the kids are nervous, scared. Not just scared, like, ooh, aliens. They're nervous, scared, like, oh, fuck, like,
God,
it's going to
so
come.
Lame.
It's a scary
looks at the alien, oh, alien!
Well, didn't he do Lady in the Water? Fuck.
Yeah, he
Oh
did
yeah,
Lady
Lady
in
in the Water.
Yeah.
Almost said Lady in the Wawa.
Yeah, no, Lady in the Water. But
Wow.
another thing too about Signs too is also like, because this is the thing you have to do with all these kind of horror movies or whatever too. And I hope they do this with the old movie that's coming out soon, the one we're talking about. But like, you know, Mel Gibson has a freak out moment as a dad because he's going through all the stress. He's trying to like stick with this whole religious fucking aspect and everything to his Signs. And his kid has like this asthma issue, and he's kind of like, dude, God, why do you keep fucking with me? And to be honest, dude, like that actually means a lot to me right now and just in real life, because I'm currently wondering, like, what the fuck did I do to God where he keeps fucking with me? And like when you watch Signs and he has that freak out, like, what the fuck, like just freaking out, it's like, wow, dude, like that's kind of cool. Like it's also scary. Like imagine the person that you're supposed to feel secure with. You know, he's your father. He's going to protect you from whatever's outside this house.
Yeah,
and yeah, he's losing his
Mel
mind.
Gibson.
But like even if like your dad who's taking care of you in your house, whatever, you know, your father figure the guy that you feel so comfortable with, even he's freaking out. That's more scary than any alien, because what if there is an alien and you're stuck in a room and he goes fucking apeshit in the goddamn room with you? Like that's fucking horrifying.
I think you're giving way more credence to this movie than it deserves.
Well, you know.
You're projecting way more onto it than the movie actually deserves. The movie has like
Well,
okay.
that's
decent
literally what they're
parts.
going for, because that's literally like that's in a script, like that's literally written. So I know I'm not.
Okay, it's true, but
going
even
to
then, it's like the parts of a movie don't sell the entire fucking movie. Like there are so many other just terrible lines out, terrible fucking, especially with the kids. Every kid just sounds like this until I'm supposed to tell them to freak out based on the dialogue. It's like, what the fuck am I hearing?
No, yeah, I agree with that. But what I'm trying to tell you is like the thing that is connective tissue to this new trailer for Old is that every single time you get into any of M. Night Shyamalan's movies, some of the characters, the way they are written, the reason why they make the storyline even bigger and better is because like it's the people that make it nervous. Like The Visit, the one where like, you know, you visit the grandparents.
Like that movie's terrified the fuck out of me.
Yeah, it's horrifying, but it's not horrifying because there's a monster, there's a ghost, or blah, blah, blah. People are fucking creepy, especially old people sometimes. Sorry if I'm offending any old people, but like, if they're going through like dementia or something, like I've dealt with something like that in my family too. Dementia is scary. The fact that you can talk to someone, hey Sally, would you like some applesauce? Yes, and you come back and like, where are the dinosaurs? There ain't no fucking dinosaurs. What the fuck are you talking about? Here's your
And
applesauce.
then throw in the fact that they're naked.
Yup.
Oh,
Fucking
dude.
terrifying.
That scene when where he looks down the stairs and she's just walking and throwing up in place. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm going home. Fuck that.
I've actually seen that happen at the.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm never going back. Fuck that shit. I need to sleep at night. Fuck that shit.
Well, too, is like another thing as well, and Roxy could definitely attest to this, but it's almost like depression makes things more sad too, or more scary too. The fact that there's a hopelessness, because when you're depressed, you're hopeless. When you have a panic attack or an anxiety attack, you breathe hard because you feel like options are running out like a fucking time bomb. So when these kids are stuck in the visit, it's like, oh fuck, like we're running, like, they're going more crazy as the movie continues, and we don't know how to get out of here, and we can't get a hold of mom, and oh my god, what are we gonna do? And I'm looking at Old. Imagine being on a secluded beach with that exact same concept where everyone's aging, and it's like, I don't know how to understand this. I don't know how to explain it. But also, how the fuck are we gonna get out of here? And if we call somebody or get a hold of somebody like on a boat going by, and like, hey, help us, we're getting really old. What's gonna happen? Like that's.
Nick, I understand that 100%, and that's what makes some of his movies great, and by some of them very few. The problem is he does this in every fucking movie. That's his entire shtick, is to have a bunch of crazy bullshit and try to give it to the actors, which sometimes you have gold, but then sometimes you have the happening.
Yeah. But
Where you have Mark Wahlberg
there's
going,
nothing that's like
look,
happening because there's fucking trees like killing people, dude. Like that's different, man.
Yeah, but again, that's a situation where it's like the first 10, I want to say the first 15 minutes of that movie has the exact same moments of like, why are people killing themselves? What's going on? How's Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch going to solve this problem? And you could be scared for them, but the dialogue is so fucking bad. And then it gets revealed to you 20 minutes in, and you're just like, this is the fucking dumbest concept, which again happens a lot. Look, again, we just brought up fucking Signs. If it's stupid, it doesn't matter how well they fucking sell it. That's why The Visit worked, because yeah, like you said, old people could genuinely be fucking creepy. Split, because you have no idea if this guy's actually crazy or faking it. Like that, I think that's also a legitimately good movie. But this guy is like, honestly, that's 2 for 10. Like most of his movies are bad. Like Gary's having a fucking panic attack in the chat. I agree with him. I think almost all of M. Night Shyamalan movies are objectively bad movies. I don't think Unbreakable's good. I think Unbreakable's boring as hell.
Oh, it's terrible, yeah. Yeah. Kurt's like, fuck here.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I agree with you, Chris. And look, I love superheroes. I love comic books. I agree a lot with what was going on with Sam Jackson's character, where comic books are modern day interpretation of mythology. That's cool. That movie's fucking dull as shit.
Yeah. What do you think of? Oh, never mind.
What do you think Well, Mauricio, now that you brought it up,
That's fucking great.
man, what a delay! Holy shit!
But on that
Oh,
though,
wow,
like
what do you
Roxy,
think about Breakable? Just go fuck that movie.
but Roxy, do you somewhat understand? And I'm not saying this just because I feel like she might agree with me. I'm literally just trying to see or gauge everybody. But like, yeah, Roxy, do you feel like maybe M. Night has always showed that like when he does shit with people, it's probably the most effective, and now we have a movie that's literally just that. Like, do you kind of see my point, or like you feel like Alan has more of a point as far as him being shitty?
No, I see what you're both saying. Let's be honest. Like, how many like actual good movies has he done? Like, The Sixth Sense was huge. It was to the point where he was literally on fucking like the cover of a magazine, and people were like, "This is the new Steven Spielberg.
Yeah.
Y'all need to be ready for fucking M. Night Shyamalan." Cut to like now,
Holy shit!
and just all the shitty shit that he's made throughout the years. Personally, with his whole entire track record, I'm not too confident about this. I'm expecting like dolphin tears to be the explanation as to why everyone's said old as shit. But it is an interesting concept that if it is pulled off correctly, then it can possibly be interesting. But even then, it's going to be hard to exactly, hit that nail on the head. But I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. So hopefully it's not bullshit. And if it is, I'm going to be upset.
Okay, so I think every one of us in this chat is most likely going to watch this movie. Y'all want to do predictions of what this could possibly be?
Dolphin tears.
Okay, dolphin tears. Roxy thinks somehow dolphin tears are aging people. Okay, what's next?
I think that they all like were doing drugs or whatever the fuck, and then somehow that. You'll find out that somehow, whether it's a gas or whether it's a drink or whether it's someone spiked their shit, whatever, something happened, and all this is not really happening. No one's really aging.
Do you think it'll be a euphemism for something?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm thinking. So my prediction is that these guys are all in hell right now, and they're being punished in their own way, but it all relates to aging. The girl there, she becomes pregnant because she's afraid of growing up and eventually becoming a mother or abandoning her child because she most likely got abandoned by her mother. The child there is actually a punishment to the mother because she's worried about her baby growing up too fast. Like, every one of this is a punishment that's most likely relative to the actual character, and that's why they're all getting old. So there's very different versions of hell, and this is just like you're afraid to age hell.
That's honestly a pretty cool concept. I mean, it's cool that you thought that up, but then there's also like if that happens, I'm down for that. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, because Ganja's almost on my side. It's a Greek island from mythology or some shit, where they just walked onto this random island and they're being aged as a punishment.
Yeah.
So Dante's Inferno, but without the lady that has bats coming out of her titties, and then the babies with like the scissors and shit.
I still can't believe they got away with that.
That game was fun. I miss that game.
Jet, I know you're there, and I know you didn't watch this trailer. I don't think you really gave a shit, but I gotta ask you though, like, what are your thoughts on M. Night Shyamalan before we continue on? Because I know you didn't get a chance to say anything, and I'm curious as fuck if you like his stuff.
No, I watched the trailer.
The Shroud?
Sorry, I was stretching. I watched the trailer.
Oh, you did? Okay. I thought the movie was called The Shroud, and M. Night Shyamalan's like, oh, The Shroud gets to tell you how fucking...
But, I'm not much of a fan of, M. Night. Like, I've only seen, like, maybe 4 of his movies. I like Split, but what came afterward was fucking terrible. I hated that fucking movie. It was fucking awful. Didn't like Last Airbender. And I'm pretty sure I saw another one, but so far the track record has not been good for me.
What do you feel? Do you have any like ideas of what this could be? The reason why they're getting all old, or whatever the fuck. Like, where are some?
It's probably gonna be some psychological shit, like that's all in their head, or basically something having to do with ghost. Or like some fucking curse. It's probably gonna be something like that.
Because you know what I was thinking, Jet? Because there's a movie that you've watched that I know you love the fuck out of. You're not gonna be able to guess it, but you watched this movie. It came out in 2006. It was made by the same guys who did The Exorcist, and it's called Bug. And this kind of went with the same.
I'll beat your ass.
So this fucking movie. Makes you think that there's bugs inside them, but I will tell you somewhat of the twist. Yeah, they did drugs, and they're just like, dude, it's inside me, bro. Fuck, man. And I can't remember for sure what the twist ending was, but am I right on that, Jed? Was it that they were on meth or something, or was there something else?
They didn't tell you shit. That movie wasted my fucking time.
I don't know. Didn't you have fun, like, just trying to guess the whole movie?
No. No, I
think has
did.
a long, like, Nick has a long track record of thinking people enjoyed movies.
No, I'm just being a dick. I know for sure she enjoyed this fucking movie. Like, yeah, dude, I gotta tell you, this is fucking. This was a rough one. I didn't know. So here's the thing: we had this old co-host used to be with us, Anthony, and he's like, I want to watch a movie, and watch it with some people, whatever. I'm like, oh, dude, you should try to watch Bug. I never seen it. You know, I've seen pieces of it, or whatever. Not pizza. I've seen that too, though. But he was like, yeah, I guess I'll check this movie out, whatever. And then I just get a message from Jet like, what the fuck was this bullshit? But I'm gonna watch this in the after hours, though, man. Like, I want to see.
Yeah, I'll have fun with that.
Reaction to this shit. Could be cool, Alan. You might like it too, man.
Nope.
Anyways, guys, so what we're going to talk about, since that's the thumbnail of this thing, we might actually end off right after, because we've been doing kind of a long show. But this movie called Earwig and the Witch is a movie I saw Double Toaster review, and I was surprised, mainly because of the fact that, like, you know, smaller movies, they don't typically review, I've noticed, or at least animation movies especially. So I'm looking at this, man, and you know, and by the way, like, they did Wolfwalkers recently too, and I was surprised by that too. So I'm like, oh shit, I gotta watch this, and you know, I gotta see this because obviously it has to be good for them to bring it up. And then in our community, the Double Toast community, I'm hearing people talk about it in the after hours and stuff, saying like, you know, they're talking shit about the look of it, the faces, the animation, the fact that the story doesn't make any sense. And now I'm in a situation where I have no idea what to expect because, you know, I'm hearing both sides of the fucking poll here. But that's kind of a good thing because, you know, sometimes you have something kind of like, especially with animation, everyone likes to hype the fuck out of stuff. And when you really don't know what to expect, it really does make it like a fun little watch here. But for those of you who have not, or for those of you who have seen a movie called My Life as a Zucchini, me and Jet reviewed that recently. This is very similar to that. We watched the dub version for this because it's in Japanese. But usually what we do is we watch the subs for everything. But Netflix, what was it? It was on HBO Max. We didn't actually have the choice, so that's why we watched in dubs. If there's anything here that we missed because it was a dub version, let us know. But I don't know if that's really going to change much here. The original title for this, huh?
Probably besides better voice acting.
Well, see, that's the biggest thing here because the lip sync was an issue as far as like where I heard from you. I didn't really care. But like, did that get better? Do you feel like that was because of the stream they were watching it on or something, Jet? Like, what do you think about the lip sync after we already kind of got into the movie?
Like, I got over it after a while, but it took about 15 minutes or so to actually like get used to it because like she'd be doing like some things where she like opens her mouth doing the usual studio ghibli thing where like they open their mouths all wide and stuff, and then all of a sudden like she'll still be talking and just like it's not matching up. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, and by the way, too, because like that was something I wasn't really expecting, the fact that the dub was going to be bad. I didn't even expect this was going to be Japanese, but I'm going to ask Alan over here, what was your preconceived notions of this? Did you feel like this was going to be shitty, or like were you taken aback by the animation style or anything, Alan?
I thought this would be a good movie. I thought I would get it. You know what I expected? A plot with characters and development and some sort of progression and some sort of world building. And, you know, not like what looked like a fucking pilot to a fucking TV show.
Well, shit. This is going to be a fun
I expected my buddy to text me up like, you want to watch this movie for the show to, you know, give me something worth my fucking time!
No,
what
sorry.
the fuck was this?
I'm sorry.
Fuck you! This was a bullshit! I was like watching the first couple minutes, I'm like, Studio Ghibli, this is probably gonna be shit because I hate Studio Ghibli movies. Just a personal thing, I don't like them, whatever. And I'm like watching this going, well, maybe...
Have you seen
No!
Spirited Away?
No, I haven't. I've not seen. I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not a huge fan of Studio Ghibli. It's a personal thing. I have nothing against them. But as soon as
what have you seen from them?
None. I don't remember. I think I saw half of the Great Fireflies. I don't like Studio Ghibli movies. It has nothing against the quality of the movies. I just can't sit through them. So I'm like seeing this. I'm like, well, immediately I'm not gonna like it. But I'm like, you know what? I'll give it a chance. I've never sat through one. And then watch this right away. I'm like, I guess the art style is kind of cool. And I'm like, oh, that's some cool magic. And then this random fucking bitch just dropped her fucking child off going, hey, book it, I'm gonna run for 3 fucking years. And that's the only bit of plot you get in this fucking garbage ass movie.
Yeah, because the thing is, too, people, is like the reason why I say this similar to My Life as a Zucchini, it's really simple. Both these movies center around somebody who was adopted. However, in My Life as a Zucchini, the main character is someone we feel sorry for and like can relate to. However, Earwig over here is a fucking bitch.
That's a terrible name for a child.
Oh yeah, I hate that. Earwig? What the fuck does that even mean? What were you saying, Chad?
I mean, I found it cute.
I do not.
That's because you're crazy.
Yeah, you're weird. Like, what the fuck? I'm sorry, Jet, but it is
But,
true.
something that we should get out of the way pretty early on is that this wasn't done by you know, the dude who's actually more well known for studio Ghibli movies.
Hayao
It's actually
Miyazaki,
done
the guy
by-
who died.
Uh,
Okay, so
I mean, I guess that's why.
this was actually done by his son. I think it was Goro.
yeah, go
And
on.
his track record with these movies have not been good. He has one good one,
Shocker.
which is Up on Poppy Hill, which is it's not the best. It's kind of average. It was cute. And then he did Earthsea, which
Or you said Earthsea?
yeah, Tales of Earthsea. That one was not good, but I mean, it had potential. But the thing is, the characters were pretty weak, and also a pretty weak villain. And the thing is, like, it did look pretty, but the thing is, it just didn't have soul. And then this is basically his third one, in which is still not a good track record for himself.
Yeah, because I'm looking over here, like you're saying, Up on Poppy Hill, whatever the case may be. I'm looking at this, and did I watch this, Jet?
No.
Oh, okay, from Up on Puppy. Okay, because like I even said that shit wrong too. But the Earthsea one, Tales from Earthsea, for 2006, this looks great too. I'm actually kind of curious as to what the problem is.
Really pretty, but it's just really flat. Like, they could have did so much more with it.
Well, see, I think that's the plan. Because, like, here's the issue. I mean, we'll get into it more so later on, I guess. Because there's a lot for us to kind of discuss right now.
No, there isn't.
Well, I mean,
There's almost nothing to this movie.
Well, see, because here's the like, cause I knew there was going to be something more here later on in the movie because of the opening and the fact that the witch was running away from someone who, literally, she was running away from somebody, and the fact that she was throwing worms at people and delivering the baby to the orphanage, which, by the way, did not keep me from disliking the character. Like, that's the thing, is like, all these things that's leading to, like, okay, well, there has to be some kind of sob story. The fact that she didn't have her mom, and the fact that this witch was running for somebody, so she's also a victim, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, though, it's like, this character, within 10 minutes, has enough dialogue that, like, I don't fucking like this character. And, like, now, this adventure that she's gonna go on, whatever the case may be. And, by the way, too, it's like, we only like her by proxy because this other girl's a fucking even bigger bitch, both literally and figuratively. Like, I can't fucking stand that shit. It really drives me up the fucking wall because you're expecting me to say here. Go ahead.
That's actually one of the biggest problems of this movie, is where you need someone to root for, at least, but everyone in this movie is a certain part of dislikable. I mean, do they start getting better later? Yeah, but at that point, it's far too late. Like her whole motivation is basically like, oh, I want to basically get closer to these people so I can have them do whatever I want. She's very, like, this main character is very, very spoiled. Like, you want to root for someone, but it's just like, no one's there to root for her. Like, the movie's way too short for any actual real character development.
Well, like, at what point, Jed, did you start to realize that you're either enjoying a movie or becoming impatient with the movie? Because at a certain point, and this is where I disagree with you and Alan, I thought that we did get to a point where there's a build-up where I'm like, okay, well, we're getting, like, half answers or even quarter answers to certain things that this person wants to know, or why she thinks the way she does, blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, I'm becoming impatient because I'm like, okay, there's only so much build-up. Like, if this movie's an hour and 20 minutes long, it's almost mathematically impossible for me to get what I want out of this if we spent this much time building up a villain and building up a protagonist.
That's why I don't understand building up, because it didn't build up. You want to know the point? Because for me, whenever I watch movies, and this isn't if I like it or hate it, I'll do this no matter what. I always like to look at how much time has passed in the movie, because that lets me judge of, like, what's most likely the progression of the movie. At the 30-minute mark, I had no development of this character. She's already at the house. She's already doing all this bullshit. Already accepted that magic's a thing and wants magic. And the old lady's, well, whatever. I'm just here for you extra hands. There's been no development of anyone in the fucking entire movie. So I'm like, okay, this is where development starts. Then, like, fucking 20 minutes later, I'm like, there's only 40 minutes left of this fucking movie. And I don't know almost absolutely nothing except for the fact that Salem from Sabrina the Teenage Witch is here chilling. Because that's the only fucking character in this movie that has any sort of interesting thing going on. Mostly because he's just an asshole to everyone around him.
See, he's like, this character was already in an earlier Ghibli movie, which was Kiki's Delivery Service, which that character was done way better.
Well, really quick though, Jess, like, on that though, was there a certain point where you became more impatient or you started enjoying it? Like, you know, at what point did you start kind of like leaning a certain way?
The thing is, like, I basically watched all these movies, and when it comes to like people saying like, yeah, it's the worst one, I have to disagree because I saw the Yamadas, I saw Ocean Waves, Earthsea. I'm pretty sure there's another one I'm forgetting, but those are more on the lower end where I'm just like, I do not like those at all. I think they're a chore to get through. This one is on the lower end, but I would not call it the worst.
Was it the length of it that makes you not think it's the worst?
See, the thing is, this movie is really short, but I felt like it lasted forever. Like,
oh yeah,
like why is it like this? This movie's only an hour and 22 minutes. Why is it so long? And then I figured something out. The reason why it feels so goddamn long is that we're stuck in this one area in the movie. Like, you have three rooms all together throughout, let's say the first 15 minutes we're at the school or the orphanage, and then you're stuck in this house for the rest of the movie, and it's so boring. When it comes to Studio Ghibli movies, like, you need something pretty to look at. You need something that shows like, oh my god, so much went into this. This looks beautiful. This, you're stuck with a dirty room, a kitchen, and a bedroom.
All
and it's
small,
just,
by the way. Like, every single room is like a fucking, like, I feel claustrophobic for the characters.
It's such a fucking... It's a world that gets absolutely zero explanation. Because when you start seeing the magic right away, you're like, oh, this world has magic. People know about it. No, magic isn't real. Then some other bullshit happens. So I can't tell if this world knows magic exists or not. Because they seem to not give a fuck about who finds out or not. But it ends up, nothing in this movie seems to matter. No choices the characters make ever seem to go anywhere. Things just seem to kind of happen as they need to randomly. And I was utterly convinced that this was just a long pilot to a television show. Because at the end of it, I barely know anything about any of the characters. It got to the point where I'm at the hour mark going, this fucking movie has given me nothing, and I'm almost about to turn this off. Like, the fact that there's only 20 minutes left, I'm like, the only reason I stuck with this movie is because of how short it was. Because I'm like, I got an hour into this and fucking nothing. I don't even remember the main character's name. It's the title of the movie, and I think it's stupid, but I keep forgetting her name is EARWIG because they give her another fucking name in the movie, and I call her by that most of the fucking time. And then, oh my fucking god, there's nothing in this movie goes anywhere. She just starts learning how to do this fucking magic shit out of sheer fucking spite, and it just becomes like a series of random bullshit moments, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
I think it's Christmas.
No. As an actual positive of this movie, I will say, when the music actually starts in this movie, I actually did find it actually pretty nice for what we actually heard.
That's true. I do like the music too, but fucking hell. I honestly, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, it's Christmas.
Yeah, like, the thing with this movie is, too, is just like, we're not seeing any development with the characters. Most of the movie is basically just like, hey, you, little girl, go do this, go do that. It's basically like Fetch Quest the movie.
Yeah, oh my god, yeah.
Fetch Quest the movie, it's grinding the movie. All she's doing is grinding and counting
just side missions forever. Like, it's fucking ridiculous.
Go get me this, go get me that. Don't disturb the mandrake or this will happen. Or you'll get the worms. Worms.
Which they never explained what that meant.
I'm guessing it's like they probably crawl into your skin or some shit. That's why the cat was all messed up. It has to do with something with that.
Yeah, that cat's having PTSD. I was like, man, I feel for you.
Yeah, but I think that, like, you know, after an hour and 20 minutes to build, I was expecting a really cool ending or something that was like worth all the mass amount of writing. Cause I mean, or that's the way I feel. I know Alan doesn't agree with that, but like, nope. Man, the ending plays off like you're watching something on DVR, but didn't record the entire episode, so your DVR just ran out of room. Like, it just fucking shuts. It's like, yeah, so we're done with that. Fuck you. And it's like, okay, man. Fuck this movie for that. And like, to wrap it all up, I will give this a 3.5 out of 5 because of, or I wanted to give this 3. I wanted to give this. My bad. I wanted to give this 3.5 out of 5 because of how much because I was enjoying the animation.
Man, you gave this. I was like, you gave this a 3.5. What the fuck are you on?
But the thing is, I was enjoying the animation. I was enjoying the build up, and honestly, I know you didn't see anything, and I know Jed didn't really see anything with this. But like, I'm telling you, the story, I think there was build up. I really do think like in certain ways you start finding out that guy, that big monster husband of the antagonist, he wasn't actually that bad. He was probably the nicest one in that fucking house because he's not trying to fuck with him, but he just doesn't want to be fucked with.
Yeah, but it's so random. And don't disturb me. Everything disturbs you.
No, That's not a lot because
literally everything in the movie disturbs them.
Well,
you don't cook my food properly. You talk to me properly. You ask about my writing. You compliment my writing. You ask me how my day is. Every single thing that anyone in that family does disturbs them.
But nothing was as egregious as the ending. Like the ending was easily, like, inarguably worse than everything else that fucking happened here.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, and for me, it's like it chops this movie at the knees, man, because it's like now this is the most unrewatchable fucking thing like possible on HBO Max at this point. Like that's really fucking bad. Knocks it down.
And
like
Wonder Woman's on there.
Oh yeah, never mind. So I take that back. But I have to give this movie a 2 out of 5.
I would watch this. I would watch Earwig over than fucking watch Wonder Woman over again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. But I had to give this a 2 out of 5 out of the pure disrespect of making me think that this is a movie where, in essence, it's basically just a fucking first episode of a 5-episode miniseries. Like, it should have been that. The fact that it's not
I can't believe you're giving this a 2. Like, you give it movies that are way less egregious a way lower score.
I'm telling you, like, maybe, I mean, because by the way, there was no, I don't think you were excited or even expecting bad. I think that it was just like, hey, so I'll talk to you tonight. I'm like, hey, watch this movie. It's like, fuck, all right. And something needs to fucking get you interested, but like this movie doesn't really.
Because you sent me you sent me that way the Wire fucking movie and didn't give me anything but Anthony Mackie's in them. I like Anthony Mackie, and then I love the movie.
Though. That's the thing, though. It's like you like him. You don't know anything about these
guys.
Okay,
my buddy
like
fucking
Ghibli.
You brought up Wolfwalkers. My buddy literally just said, "You want to watch this movie?" Okay, and we watched it. It was fantastic.
Okay, well, and once again, I didn't see that, so I don't know how to defend myself in that. But I will say this: this movie clearly is incomplete, and that ending was like a fucking sitcom cliffhanger ending. It's like you open the door, hey, dude, literally that's the same ending of WandaVision episode 5. I mean, think about it, especially with the door knock and everything.
No.
It's the same fucking ending. So it's like we know that there's way more to this, and to be honest, it's almost unfair to even rate it because it's not done yet. Like that's really annoying. Think about it, dude.
Talk so much shit about so many other things that just fucking don't even do half of the stupid bullshit here. But for some fucking reason, it's like, did this movie pay you or something? Because like you have given so much shit. You just said the phrase, "I can't judge it properly because it's not finished." You scream at me every goddamn day about video games. Maybe because you, I don't know, pirated or some shit. I don't know why you're not giving this. This movie has no development of the characters. The art style, I'm like, whatever. I'm not going to judge the movie. It's like clearly a low budget. I didn't mind the art style. But I can imagine, especially with the 3D films at the beginning of the last couple of years, this is something that should be like shat out on DVD for $5. The voice acting, I didn't mind it, but clearly it was meant for a different fucking language. None of the characters have interesting designs. All of them look like ripped off Tim Burton fucking characters. The house itself is just hideous from start to fucking finish. There's only really, like the Jet said earlier, there's only 3 fucking sets in this. And I'll leave this into my rating. This is a 0 out of 10. This is a 0 out of 5.
Are you serious?
There's not a single thing in this movie that I enjoyed. There's not a single part of the movie I'm like, I enjoy this. I am just facepalming the entire time.
Wait, not even
No.
This right here when she looks inside the wall.
That was stupid. I was like, what the fuck's the point of that? It was so random.
I am so shocked.
There's nothing in this movie I enjoyed. I would never even watch this. That ending is so fucking stupid that I was literally like, who's at the door? Are you fucking kidding me? And then the movie ends. I'm like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So you mean to tell me that this whole thing, I'm gonna be on the run for a while, ends fucking nowhere, leads to nothing, and nobody goes anywhere. This is one of the worst fucking movies I've seen this year. And it's February.
So let me go ahead and just kind of pick it up from Alan. Let me grab that there. Thank you.
You.
So here's the thing. I'm not going to give it a 0 or 1. I'm also going to agree with the 2 rating. Even though it is on the lower end of these types of movies, like you can actually see a lot of work did go into it. It actually does look pretty at some points in the character designs. Like there's points where it actually looks cute. The redhead at the beginning of the movie, like, yeah, I think her character design is great. There's even points where Earwig actually looks great. But honestly, when it comes down to it, this movie also lied in its poster as well. That poster probably should have been used for maybe a sequel to this movie. Because when I saw this poster, what I actually thought, I thought it was supposed to be an actual her joining a rock band full of witches.
Yeah, like a tour or something.
I was lied to. I saw her holding that microphone and screaming. I'm just like, oh shit, we're about to get a fucking musical Ghibli movie. We didn't get that. So I felt kind of lied to, but at the same time, a lot of work did go into this. Like the voices I actually thought they were okay. Like I didn't mind it at first. Like the sinking of the mouse actually did get to me. I was like, that shit don't look right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it does leave a lot to be desired. But once again, I don't find it to be the worst of these movies. That goes to Ocean Waves, definitely, which is just mean spirited for no goddamn reason. I did not like that movie whatsoever. This one tries stuff, but at the same time, it feels like most of the time it's just pandering. Like they had a whole 10-minute scene. Or actually, no, I think it was probably longer. I think it was 15 minutes where she's just doing one spell and just listening to the cat. It's like, this is long. They could have cut. They could have did like a montage with this to make this like way shorter. And then they could have added more stuff from the ending to actually be put in, and then get us prepared for the actual like sequel that they're definitely going to do. They could have added a whole bunch in here and a lot more character development, but it feels like the character development, if any, was all squished in and put on like fast forward for the last 8 minutes of the movie. And it's just like, come on, girl, you can do better than that. Like you fucked up with Earthsea, you got back with up for like Poppy Hill, and then you go down again. I know you want to try stuff different from your father, but come on.
No,
come on,
legit, because there's something here that's actually like this could have been something, and even Alan, I think you can admit to that too. Like there's something here.
I don't have to admit to a goddamn thing. Jet was right. I just saw the poster. Where the fuck was that?
No, yeah, to Jet's point, like that's a big thing, Jet. Like, because if you look over here too, like what I'm feeling from this, and I don't know.
Okay.
Well, by the way, that's a major spoiler in this fucking movie. I just realized.
Who gives a fuck? But like for me,
you're right.
Well, like for me, because like when I look at this, the feeling that I get is not necessarily like a big tour thing, which I mean, obviously with Mr. NTS, but I'm also thinking of like closeness. The thing is, the drummer and the guy on the very right, not really a whole lot of closeness. It's breakfast and then the girl in the middle. Obviously, you know, we find out things later on. We're not going to reveal here, but it's like I just feel like wow, like this could have been a really fun group movie. You know, maybe everyone plays their instruments, or everyone's kind of cool, or they have like weird lifestyles because they're fucking musicians. We don't get anything here like that. It could be a really cool concept.
Everything that we want, that we thought we were going to get, was said at the beginning of the movie, and we never got that. So hopefully, when the second movie, which is obviously going to come out, like this is definitely going to get a fucking sequel, no matter what.
Yeah.
Like when that actually comes out, hopefully everything we were promised, like that poster in like the beginning of the movie, where it's just like, 12 witches are after me, all happens in this next fucking movie. So with that, I will give it a 2 out of 5 because, like I said, there's potential here. There are some things I liked. Did like the music. Did think some of the character designs were cute. But, I mean, pandering and not really much development. Just likable main character that doesn't really... She doesn't learn nothing. That's another thing. She does not learn a thing. She basically gets rewarded for
being a bitch.
manipulating. The thing is, the only thing that makes you actually root for is because the other people in the house are just as bad, but that doesn't really make you like her either. So yeah, 2 out of 5.
Really quick, we'll make this our last thing, very, very fast. But I read this and I'm kind of curious because like there's been some talks about some other shows getting the same treatment, but we'll make this pretty quick. And by the way, like I wrote some notes down. Hopefully, I'm not wrong about a lot of shit. And here's the thing too: it's like. This might be an Alan and Jet thing because for some reason they got more youth than me and we're not even that different in fucking age. But these people over here, this is a group from iCarly. But me being the guy who was really into horror movies and shit when I was a kid or when I was a teen, you know, and I was into shit, you know, boom boom and fucking all the video games, blah blah. I wasn't someone who watched a lot of Nickelodeon back in the day. So because of that, I didn't watch iCarly. And iCarly, if you guys don't know, is a show starring the girl with the red shirt. That's Miranda Cosgrove. And you know, since this, she's done like the Despicable Me movies, like a couple of like cameos of certain things. The other person, Jerry Trainer, who plays Spencer, he has since being on this, he's done Two Broke Girls, Law and Order, and some other random shit. But the big thing here is Jeanette McCurdy. What's her name? McCarthy? Jet? I feel like you would know this more so than me.
I've heard it said both ways. I've heard Jeanette McCurdy the most, though.
Okay, McCurdy, yeah. But basically, for me, I feel like she has like the most interesting background because she's done Robot Chicken, Victorious, Comedy Bang Bang, and some other things too. But I feel like she is apparently developing a tragic fucking life that's going to be a really interesting Netflix documentary soon. When I was doing like a little tiny bit of research on this, I didn't know any of this beforehand, but like apparently she went through a bunch of shit, like dealing with her mom's battle with cancer, who actually passed away back in 2013, and was dealing
she went through a lot actually.
Anorexia.
iCarly and Sam and Cat, which was basically the spinoff of both Victorious and iCarly. She went through a lot. She doesn't. Really, she actually has a TikTok account, but she doesn't really go into like much about like what happened during the set of
Well, I think last year she did an interview with somebody, and she talked about dealing with anorexia so badly that she literally passed out at her friend's apartment from dehydration from puking so much and all this other crazy shit. So, like, you would think, like, okay, with her story and the potential of real-life trauma that other members of the cast have went through, maybe at this point in their lives, they can make something with a lot of emotional heft. You know, maybe like a, hey, we're going to be straight up and talk about some real shit, you know, user experiences to better ourselves as actors and interesting people. But no, apparently they got to go back to the well, and you know, at this point, I'm gonna be honest, it's fucking beneath them, because this shit was cool, and I hit the wrong fucking button here. This shit was cool, you know, way back in the day. What was it, like 2008 when this was like a fucking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, like these are all older people. And iCarly, if you guys don't know, iCarly is basically a show where it's like a web show, you know, and the main character iCarly is in there, and a bunch of hijinks happen, you know, typical fucking like goofy Nickelodeon shit goes on. But I think they could have done something more with these actresses and actors, just because of the fact that, like, I mean, the void that iCarly left when it just disappeared or whatever the case may be was completely filled up by like that dude Fred, or maybe I'm off by that. Maybe Fred was still.
You are, because that was happening around the same time. They even had a crossover.
Oh, okay, then fuck. I'm
They also had to get rid of Dan Schneider because of his child touchy things. Is the best way to describe it, because I don't know if you can like get banned off of Twitch for saying it. Yeah. Basically, he was diddling around with kids, and a lot of things have come to the surface where one of his partners that he actually worked with got convicted of some sexual crimes with people who are underage, and he wasn't allowed to work with kids under his like whole thing that he had going on with his cases. But he ended up slipping through the cracks and working with the Sweet Life of Zack and Cody people on Disney Channel. He's actually the voice of like the Mirror on the show, and this dude should not have been around kids at all, but him and Dan Schneider just couldn't stay away.
Well, there's like a bunch of sexual innuendos in Victorious where he does a bunch of shit. Like, there was like a lot of really questionable shit, and what somebody in chat said, Maria said, Nick, didn't your friends simp over Miranda Cosgrove? Yes, they fucking did. And they're probably a little too old to be simping for fucking some kid that plays a 17-year-old girl in the show.
God, I hate that word.
Yeah, I don't even know what that word means, by the way. I'm gonna be honest. Like,
it's just another. It was created by fucking 4chan and right-wing dumbass users for people that fucking pay for OnlyFans and shit like that.
Okay, yeah, so it is what it is. But like, I just feel, I mean, and I could be wrong as far as the Fred thing goes, but I just feel like that show, when it left, the void was filled up by, you know, oversaturated amount of YouTubers, Twitchers, Mixers, Twitters, all that shit. So the only people that want to watch this are people that have grown and have kids now. And I think those people can still be entertained if Paramount is willing to hit puberty like everybody fucking else did. And yet we're still doing this silly shit from back in the day. And I guess the main point I want to bring up with this is like, because, you know, the big story here from Screen Rant, actually I'll show this up on this page over here, Screen Rant. You know, seasons 1 and 2 are streaming on Netflix ahead of the Paramount Plus revival, which is going to be starting in March because of, I mean, they released some Super Bowl commercial yesterday about this, whatever. But they're trying to go into the streaming wars with everybody. The thing is, though, is like, if they're going to be doing this and they're going to be reviving the actual show, because that's like the big thing. If you go on the IMDb page of Miranda Cosgrove and all these people that I brought up earlier, it's already like in post-production. Like, they're done with the revival of the whatever the fuck. But it's like, dude, like,
I don't want to watch this if the girl who plays Sam, Jeanette McCurdy, isn't coming back, because she was one of the best parts of the show. Her and Spencer were the best parts of the show. If you just had Miranda Cosgrove and the dude who played Freddie and Gibby on there, it's just like, okay, Gibby was also pretty funny. But you need Jeanette McCurdy in there too. Well, it's just,
you're gonna
have flavor.
Well, you're gonna have the situation of like the Fuller House and Raven's Home, where it's like, hey, remember this show that came out around this time? They're all the same fucking show, just interchange random bullshit. Well, we're gonna get them a revival because that's apparently big nowadays, even though most of those shows failed.
But like, okay, rich white people in the suburbs will never not be a thing. And same thing with Roseanne and the Connors, which is basically the same show.
Oh, yeah.
You'll never stop being a family that goes to the couch and argue with each other. But iCarly had like this, thing where they're like a web show with all this weird like.
No, iCarly wasn't any different. iCarly was just Raven, except without any people of color, and also what was it? And just replace Future with the fucking web show. It was the same kind of show where hey, you have the main character who's kind of a smarmy asshole, the moronic best friend, the guy who might be a love interest to someone in the fucking group, the crazy relatives, and just set it in a school. It was almost the same show.
Okay, well then, because once again, I don't want to like I can't argue with that because I didn't watch the show, but like, there's something about it. Just I felt like okay, like this could have been something where because I will tell you this, Roseanne and Connors, they actually did update that show. The first episode of Roseanne starts out with Roseanne, the protagonist, the main character of the show, saying pro-Trump shit, and everybody else hating her because they're like, you're a fucking racist because you support Trump. And by the way, this is how Roseanne Barr really thinks in real life, so she's calling herself out. You know what I mean? Like
2 weeks later, got canceled.
I mean, there's an episode that, by the way, happened before they got canceled, and the channel ABC didn't have an issue with it. It's literally called ABC Family, but the episode was literally like, hey, our neighbors are Muslims, they're gonna blow us up because Muslims all blow up shit. That was the fucking episode. And everyone's like, oh, that's questionable. See you next week. Like, what the fuck? So
nobody gives a fuck about Arabs.
Yeah, and it's crazy. So like, but like here's the thing, and I'm saying this in a compliment, I guess. It's like the show was willing to not be your stupid little sitcom show because they're literally saying racist shit, and that's the storyline. Like, you know what I mean? And even if you don't like that, Alan, which you have plenty of reason not to.
I mean, yeah.
But do you have a little bit of respect that they're willing to be okay? Like, let's not be the sitcom that's all stupid and low stakes. Our main character is a fucking cunt.
No, because all it's gonna be is it's either gonna just at the end of the day, it's like, you know what? I'm sorry. No, you're not. You're only sorry because the episode fucking ends. You're still this racist person. You're gonna forget the lesson in the next fucking episode. That's what I always hate about this fucking. That's what I always hate about the sitcom show, where it's like I always felt like characters never learned anything because that was just never the show. Like Seinfeld, like sometimes they would call back on shit, but Friends, I don't think anyone in that entire show ever learned a goddamn thing over the fucking 8-year run that show ever had.
That's true. Yeah. And like Blasian said, that is a lot of sitcoms because that's an issue with a lot of shit. They do things and then like the next episode kind of like washes the last one away. Like, well, it's a slice of life. Now it's a different storyline. It's like, hold on, last week you killed somebody. Like, what the fuck? But what are you feeling about this, Jet? I think that I'm gonna assume that you're into this idea.
No, like I said before, if Sam isn't back, then it's smooth thing. This show is going to be kind of because Miranda Cosgrove in the show was actually kind of boring without Sam. And like if Spencer's coming back, like okay, there's going to be a bit of humor. Like some of the funniest episodes actually had him in it. That pranking episode was fucking hilarious. But other than that, like, I think this can basically stay dead.
Yeah. How about you, Roxy? What do you feel about this?
Yep, pretty much what Jet said. If Sam isn't coming back, then good fucking luck. I'm not watching that shit. But my biggest question is, did they ever reveal who's going to be the director behind it? Because if it's fucking Dan Schneider again, there's going to be a lot more trauma.
Let me see. Actually, I'm really curious about this. It does not, unfortunately. But the people in here, Sam Puckett, that person's back. Freddie Benson. But yeah, I don't know. A lot of this other stuff is really just like, hey, they're working on it. Bah, 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 you know what I mean? So I think that there's going to be times where some of these casting decisions are going to be revealed, probably. But yeah, it's fucking crazy. I don't know. But the thing is, though, too, is like, one of the things I was excited about last year is the fact that they're making a Seinfeld video game.
What? Oh yeah, that was real.
Yeah. No, that'd be fucking great, bro.
Third-person shooter.
But it's like, okay, if we're okay with Roseanne Barr, but I hate Muslims or whatever the fuck going on, why not bring Seinfeld back? And yeah, Michael Richards.
I don't think Jerry wants to come back to it, or he would have already.
I feel like he wants to. What else?
I don't know, man.
He keep getting coffee with comedians?
Yeah, but I think he just was like so. It's like the Chappelle Show type shit, where it's like he just so much was attached to this one project that he never really was able to break out to anything else. So everyone only knows it for the Seinfeld show. So it's like that whole thing of like, am I gonna go back and just be like, fuck it for a check? I think he just wants to do his own thing. Where it's like, to me, revival shows are okay. I always prefer sequel shows.
Exists, so, yeah. Well, that was the thing that was even brought up in Dave Chappelle's Unforgiven thing. I don't know if you saw this, by the way, but did you see the one where he basically goes under? He's like, they ruined my life. They didn't pay me, but I'm rich, bitch, or whatever the fuck that whole thing was.
Yeah, where he goes on for 20 minutes and doesn't tell jokes and just talks. Yeah,
but they
that's all
cost
8 of
$400
those.
to go see him because you know.
Legitimately, man, I'm mad. Like, especially at the SNL shit. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like,
Yeah,
you can only coast so much on your Dave Chappelle, the king of comedy, until I'm like, yo, I'm out.
Yeah, no, I'm out too. I have no sympathy with this fucking dude. You know, sucks that Comedy Central did what they did.
Oh no, I have sympathy for the dude. I think, hey, it fucks that they didn't pay him. But I'm like, why do I again stop like calling these comedy whatevers? Like, he has a lot to say and he's a very intelligent person, but it's like intersplice something that is part of your nature. Put some comedy in there for the comedy show you're fucking doing.
Yeah, but and then plus two, people are getting sick now at a show. It's like, oh yeah, you guys want to pay $400 for some Corona? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck?
Blazer brings up a good point. Ned's classified school survival guide was better than most of the shows we just mentioned. That show was amazing.
Ned's Classified was good. It was actually like great even, but the whole love triangle thing started to get on my nerves because I didn't want Ned and like his friend to get together, Moles to get together. That shit annoyed the fuck out of me.
They always do that. They always have like again, you have the main character's kind of an idiot, then you have the love interest, and you have kind of the dumbass friend. It was kind of a formula, but I just like it was weird because it was an exaggerated form of what middle school was. But I was kind of watching it around middle school and high school, so I was like, some of that shit does apply. Like, I don't know. I like the show.
You know, the thing I was going to say earlier, though, is like, on this Unforgiven thing, what he did is he was alluding to, like, yeah, and by the way, I would bring the Dave Chappelle show back, but, you know, I don't own the licensing. I don't own this. It's in the contract, blah, blah. I'm like, you could have made, like, Chappelle Returns show or Chappelle something show, like what you said, a sequel show. Or, you know, have a whole new IP. Like, I mean, you're still Dave Chappelle. Like, once they see your bald fucking head on there smoking the 20th cigarette for that fucking particular special, they're gonna flock to you, dude. But I'm thinking
there might be stipulations in his contract where he can't make a competing product. Like, I feel like he might not be. There might be specific contract stuff where he literally can't.
Well, that's not really a discussion. The reason why I'm bringing this up is essentially it's like if he's willing to do that, and he's making so much money off people fucking going to these shows. Because, like, I'm telling you right now, if those are the ticket prices for him to just sit there and meander and shoot the shit with the live crowd, how much was it to go see Dave Chappelle before Corona happened? He's been fucking people over on these fucking ticket things for a while, sir. And he still wants that money from doing some kind of fucking sketch show or whatever. So it's like, just on that alone, I'm like, they must pay real good for some of these comedians to want to come back and do shit. You know how many fucking horrible things that like Doug Heffernan's character or the actor Kevin James, he came back and did a show with why am I forgetting everyone's name? The girl plays his wife. What's her name?
I don't fucking
Leah Remini. He did a show with her, and it was like some really awful sitcom show that lasted one season. And Martin Lawrence came back and did something with the guy who plays Frasier. They did a show for one season too, and it's like, these guys are in Transformers, or doing stand-up, or in fucking big-time movies. Martin pretty much owns like a quarter of BET. I mean, if you go on BET after 9 o'clock at night, you're watching.
Yeah, but again, like that's all back in the day. A lot of those people aren't doing much nowadays. A lot of those people don't really have much going on, so they'll sign a Netflix contract. Yeah, Dave Chappelle's the biggest comedian ever, but it's like same thing with Jerry. But it's like some of the other people, like Martin, it's like outside of like the Bad Boys 3, it's like he's not really headlining anything anymore. So it makes sense that he'd come back for anything at this point for a paycheck. But some of the people, it's like, yeah, they're too big for it. Like when they, like literally the only episode of SNL I've ever watched in my entire life was when Dave Chappelle's on there, and I'm never gonna watch it again.
Yeah. Don't you want to see him snap his knee so you understand that joke was said?
No, I think every single minute of that thing was fucking egregiously terrible, including his shit.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I just hate that shit. I hate, like, man, I've been in like after hours rooms where it's a fresh Dave Chappelle special and everyone's supposed to laugh. And the fucking show, he's saying, like, very generic shit. Like, I was walking around and she was trans, and I was like, she got a dick. And then snaps his knee. And everyone's like, oh, my God, what a genius. Oh, jeez. Oh, my God. You're so legendary.
Outside of a few comedy things outside of a few random comedy bits, I don't think he's really been that good on stage. Like, his sketches would really work because it was, like, the little stories. And it's like he's very visual with his speaking, but when he put it to actual, like, hey, we're going to actually have the actual stuff going on with other people in the background, that's where it came to life. But him telling the stories himself was only so much of the fun.
Yeah, he fucking sounds tired. It's like, okay, someone get a chair, he's going to want to rest in a minute. But anyways, that's pretty much it for today, though, guys. There was a couple things I was going to touch on, but we'll probably save it tomorrow, such as Alan playing a video game that has been remastered. We'll talk about that tomorrow, and then as well as Pacific Rim anime. What's it called? Pacific Rim the Black or something? I don't know what the fuck it's
Yeah,
called.
why the fuck is it called that?
I do not know because I don't know. It's just strange.
Racism.
Yes.
I want to say that, but it's like I feel like if I just made fun of Dave Chappelle's shit, I don't want to, whatever. But but you, sir, you know what else is very black? Well, at least a big percentage of it. The Metropolis Collective, Alan. So you tell people where to find you.
That's so unbelievable.
Horrible segue.
I didn't know what to say, man. All right.
Nothing would have been better. Like,
You should have just jumped ship.
I'm not doing this. Fuck you. I'm
Go
so mad
home.
at you. I'm still
Go
mad
home.
at you for fucking giving 2 out of 5 to that shitty fucking movie where this man went on a rant for 15 minutes because of an arcade machine not working in a movie.
There's nothing even slightly worse than that in Earwig the Witch.
Really? You didn't watch that garbage movie?
There's nothing even close. Nothing.
Oh,
even
fuck
close.
you. You're so full of shit.
We're gonna be
You
an
just
80s
out of-
movie, but we're not gonna have 80s shit in it. We're Wonder Woman. We're DC.
Oh, we're
Our
gonna have
fans
a
are
fucking animated
stupid.
movie without any character development. 2 out of 5. Wonder Woman. Oh, there's no 80 shit in it. Like 1 out of 10. Or whatever the fuck number you gave it.
It was so much more worse. And they call it not only, dude. Okay, really quick, just quick rant.
No, I'm sorry.
Wonder
Fuck
Woman
you.
1984. They are so ballsy. They couldn't even just say 1980. They're just like 84 because we're so authentic. We're making it about the fucking year.
Literally, the
They couldn't
poster
even
of
get
the
shit
movie
right to the month.
has nothing to do with the movie.
They literally could not get anything right to the month. That wrestling
no,
magazine was
my
in the
point
wrong
is-
month.
You're going on a rant again about some stupid bullshit in the movie versus the movie we just saw has nothing that's even going on at all.
They don't break
where you're
rules.
like, oh, 2 out of
They don't
5.
break any rules. They're witches.
They don't have any
Wonder Woman-
rules.
Wonder Woman is playing. She brings a dude back from the dead, and he learns how to drive a plane that never existed when he was alive.
There's
and
no
it's
development
invisible.
in this. The
And
mom
she
just
flies
books it
without
for the entire
wings.
movie.
But
The
she
mom
says
just
she's
books
scared
it for
to
the
fly,
entire
but
movie,
she's totally
and then
cool to
comes
fly
back
without
at the
no
end
wings.
randomly
She
for no
uses
fucking
a
reason.
whip. She uses a whip. She uses a whip.
I am pissed off because this guy
She
gave a better
lassos
score.
air.
Screaming,
He gives a
yelling,
better score.
we're loud, we're angry, we're
Alan.
mad.
Alan, she lassos.
We're minority.
She lassos a fucking piece of air to keep flying. You dummy.
There's like 15 different montages in this movie that have no development at all.
But there's nothing more dumb than
Joker?
that.
There's nothing more dumb than I spent 15 minutes doing this shit to rub gel on myself that doesn't even come up for another half an hour.
You silly. Anyways,
Fuck you.
why don't you tell people where to find the, I guess, not black Metropolis? I don't know what you want me to say. I just,
Shut up.
There's lots of minorities there is what we're saying. It's a majority of minorities.
God.
You tell them where to find you, dude.
No.
Okay, so it's the Metropolis. You know, you got Ganja on there. You got Alan. You got Cedric and his little shoes. You got Ginny and Jenny. You got Alan being Alan. And we got politics. We got Nuna's podcast. We got fucking Korean shit or what the fuck ever. And then we got Cedric's Work podcast. If you want to see me, I'm on one of those episodes talking shit. So if you like that, then there you go. It's right there
I gotta be
on
honest.
the Illuminati.
That's probably one of the best ones. Yeah, I mean, man, I want to show whatever the fuck who gives a shit, but it was still better than a lot of
I'm
the other ones.
tired. I'm tired. I'm out of breath. And then when you guys started yelling, I almost stabbed myself in the finger.
We had that effect on people. Anyways, Alan,
Yeah.
we'll walk out of the Fun Police now. It was fun.
Fuck you.
It was a great
I
shift.
hate you.
I love you. And, 2 out of 5 for Earwig and the Witch. Because, it's not
Woo!
that bad.
I still can't believe this man gave a better rating to this. Where there was a movie with absolutely nothing going on, but there was a fucking comic book that was misdated, or a fucking magazine that was misdated, and he take the fucking point off of it.
Or all the other 50,000 things wrong with that.
Yeah, but there's more things wrong with this movie.
By the way, he likes comic book movies. Can't you tell?
I don't know what the
Yeah.
fuck he liked about this movie.
We're not cinephiles, Alan. It's just a movie. Okay.
By the way, too, I got
He
to
gave
rate
it 2 out of.
I'm going to rate Venice Fears. That's what we're doing. Venice Fears _ enjoy that shit, sir. And thank you for them bits, Mr. E. Mike. Really appreciate that. And we're going to watch Chris Herman in a bit, too. You guys have a wonderful night. I'm letting this rake do its thing. It's taking a little minute. And there it goes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Peace out.